Okay, just been hunting through the shed of doom and I found another box. And look what I find. We have Link's Gauntlet, box, a manual, that means I've got the game somewhere. My Shido, a little squished. Once again, manual, box, no game so far. Checkered flag for the Lynx. Sans game, but manual. Now Robotron box. Now I know I've got the game for that, because that's actually with the Lynx. We have a couple of data recorders. Ah, the box for Toki. Looking very much worse for wear. But we do have the manual. Yes, I did say that I had some ColecoVision cartridges somewhere, so there's the manual for Frogger. The manual for my original ColecoVision. And manual for Popeye. Manual for Qbert. Manual for Tutankhamun. Manual for Time Pilot. And manual for Master. Manual for River Raid for the Coleco, I reckon. Yeah, not retro related, but funny nonetheless. There we go, there's the handbook for the Lynx. Now I've got to collect tape boxes. Right, these look like original Spectravideo titles. So we've got a couple of copies of Spectron, Armoured Assault. So these, Armoured Assault and Spectron, were the first couple of games that were produced for the Spectravideo. Introduction Basic, Pac-Man, from the users group. And Program Tape 2, probably from the users group as well. This would be written in Basic. Program Tape 3. It's for Variety Tape 3. Oh, there's some interesting stuff on some of these. There we go, a Spectravideo title, Killer Car. Some of the Spectravideo titles are written in Basic as well. Not all of them were machine code in Spectra file cabinet. Right, actually I see something of interest straight away. 328 machine code. And there we go. Evidence, Birds of Orion. So this would be my original development tape for the game Birds of Orion. My original tape for doing video graffiti and a few of the basic titles I was working on. Okay, another proper title, Personal Database. That one's empty. Okay, these are more of my original basic games on tape. I don't know my chances of getting some of these to work. Looks like somebody else's tape. Got my handwriting. Alright, this is a work tape, labelled work tape machine code. There you go, Spectravideo original title, Cake Bandit. and Match Me. And last one, this looks like the Spectravideo user group. Mana, I think that was an adventure game. Look at that. Shows you I used to play with electronics when I was younger. My original multimeter. Some tools. And a generic changeable voltage power supply. Probably for one of these data recorders. Now this, from memory, this tape recorder here was a really good tape recorder. So I'll have to clean it up and clean the heads and see if I can get some of those tape cameras working. Almost ready. And this one was another tape. Well, the Spectravideo tape recorder was the one that actually came with them, were absolute rubbish. And that's why I had so many different tape recorders. But anyway, next I'll probably get the Spectravideo out and have a play with that. Okay, we have some more random pickings from the Shed of Doom. The first one is obviously an old storage box for good old Spectravideo stuff. Got a copy of the basic reference manual, the original one. And the instructions to an early assembler for the MSX from Knights. Had a couple of bugs in it though, unfortunately. One of my favourite books has some awesome information on commands and things. So that's, sorry, I'm going to clear on the little people. So this is the manual that came with the Spectravideo 318. Plus there we go, I've got the actual instruction manuals for a lot of the games. So we've got Spectron, there's the introduction to basic tape, the Spectra file cabinet, Armed Assault, that's the basic reference guide that came with it, the warranty, and the original manual. Known for its errors in the actual listings that are inside. IBM quick reference card. Right, so there's the manual for the RS-232 interface. Now the Spectravideo 738 actually came with quite a bit of CPM software. So that's the Mail Merge Bondwell manual, MSX Basic Reference Manual, MSX Disk Basic Reference Manual, MSX DOS Operating System, and CPM Operating System. They're quite good quality books. Now another MSX system that I owned at some stage, and I'm really not sure what happened to this one, it was a PX7. Most noticeable by the fact that it had a small amount of RAM, unlike some of the other MSXs. And it was a nice looking unit with a separate keyboard and main unit, but it really needed a RAM cartridge, which I did make for some people and add on to that particular one. It's a photocopy of a floppy disk drive manual. Now this particular book, Magic of Spectravideo, I don't even write by Bernard L. Burke. It's actually a South African fellow, and some of the stuff in here were some really good inside tricks and tips on getting the most out of the system. Got little dregs, so that's what one of my books at college. There we go. This is probably the manual that came with my 328. So when I upgraded, although it looks like a 318 manual with 328 stickers on it. Another one of the books from when I went to college. One of the books I started learning Z80 on. Now, Kuma Zen was an assembly language program for the MSX. This is an Infocom brochure. These are just inserts out of old magazines, I think those are. So we have a Sony Introduction to MSX Disk Basic. Another manual for the Pioneer PX7. Another one of the CPM guides that came with the Spectravideo 738. And the book I really learnt Z80 programming from was Z80 Programming Z80 by Rodney Zacks. Highly recommended. Yet another one of the books that came with the 738. It really was quite a good system. And the dreaded 903 data cassette. So these were the things that Spectravideo expected you to load your games on and be able to retrieve the stuff you saved. They had quite a high fault rate. Although looking very nice and everything like that, but the heads in them weren't very good. Thus why I have so many tape drives in these boxes. Another CPM user's guide for the 738 and the actual manual for the 738. 738 was really a good package. And the carrier case came with all that business software and manuals. Now, the original box for Toshiba Bank Street Writer, I do have the cartridge, which I found the other day, so that's good. And then we have Night Orc 1, 2 and 3 for MSX. In a hard box. The manuals look all intact. Hint request. And all 3 tapes. Have to get those out and see if they still work. Okay, next box. Now, I do know what's inside here because it's written on the outside. We have... I hope I wasn't zoomed in. Right, we've got Atari ST software, so we've got a bit squashed and daggy, but one of my favourite games for the Atari ST, Dungeon Master. I still even have the save game discs, so if I can find the actual disc itself, which doesn't seem to be in there, the manual is, I wouldn't mind having another go at that. Now we have the various books that came out for the Atari ST. Do have a little bit of damp, so by the looks of it, hopefully it hasn't destroyed this. Atari ST Graphics and Sound, Peaks and Pokes. There's the manual that came with my original Atari ST. Atari ST machine language. Obviously was reading and using at some stage. That one looks a bit damaged. I don't think these ones were originally got in that state in this though. Atari ST internals. DevPack ST assembly debugger. Ooh, very heavy. Macro assembler. Another assembler. Looks to be there. That's why that one's so heavy. Nice big fat hook. Lattice C. Once again, the box isn't looking that healthy. It all seems to be there though. We have Sidewinder. This isn't looking good, there's a bit of damp in this box. That's just a magazine insert. Introduce the Atari ST machine code. Gauntlet 2. Stellar Crusade. have an Elite box that seems to be a little bit attached to an image scan. An image scan was a device that actually ran over your piece of paper and then you maybe got a scan from it. It was actually a very disappointing device at the time, I seem to remember. So I'll have to try and extricate that box from that using a scalpel. Sans disc, but I think the disc might be with the friend that I swapped my Atari ST to, so I might be able to get it back. Okay, and one more thing I found when I was having a look. I have a Spectravideo SVI 105 graphic tablet still in its box, and yeah, I'll get that out and set it up when I set up the Spectravideo. Okay, thank you. This is my Saturday shed diving, and hope to have some more soon.